The European Cancer Imaging Initiative, EUCAIM, is one of the flagship projects of IBIR. The initiative was launched last year to beat cancer by making the most of new technologies such as AI and high-performance computing. Now, EUCAIM's first platform release will revolutionize the landscape of cancer research. How? To find out, let's welcome Dr. Esther Bron, Assistant Professor in Neuroimaging and Neuroimaging Analysis and Machine Learning and Image Data Coordinator. Hello, Esther. So happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you. We just spoke with Regina Beets-Tan, and she was very interested to hear about this research. Could you explain the significance of the first platform release for cancer research?
Yes, I can. Thank you for the question. So, as you just said, we started the project a year ago, and the platform was released last September. And it's really to address the need that we have. So we have seen all over this conference that AI is making great impact already in improving diagnosis and speeding up the work of the radiologist. But there's still a large gap to be addressed. And that is that we need more data to train AI algorithms. So data at the moment is very fragmented. There is a lot of data owned by the patients, of course, but it is at very different hospitals and difficult for companies and researchers mostly to use. And this is really the gap between the data holders, the radiologists, and the researchers, the AI researchers, AI software developers that EUCAIM is trying to solve. And in this first platform release, so EUCAIM builds on 5 earlier projects. So 5 also cancer image analysis AI projects that have made part of the data available. But that was only really the start. And EUCAIM aims to provide one platform, one central place where a lot of data will become available together. To enable to use those data for further AI development and to really enable breakthroughs in that field. So currently in the first platform release, we have 40 collections, already large collections of data available from those 5 earlier projects. And that is going to be extended, hopefully with all the help of radiologists in the next years.
And how will this platform affect the speed and accuracy of clinical decisions and treatments?
Yeah, so that will be indirectly, but it is absolutely crucial that we have such a platform, because also for radiologists that want to contribute, it may not be straightforward how to contribute the data. And the data is really what is missing at the moment. Good quality data that is well annotated, especially, of course, in the oncology application, that is standardized, annotated, and anonymized available. So that is essential to make those, to develop those AI applications that can make this breakthrough happen, that can improve the speed of decision making and improve the diagnosis. Yes.
And now a huge question addressing a problem that might be outsized in people's thinking, but nonetheless is still there. How do you assure data privacy and security even with a consolidation of data?
Yes, so that's, I think from the start of EUCAIM, that has been one of the key elements that we have been addressing. So to start with, so I think there's 3 things that I want to mention. The first one is that any data that's going to be used for secondary use for research or for developing software has to be de-identified. So either anonymized or pseudonymized, and that needs to happen at the local hospital, the hospital where the data of the patient is. So many hospitals already know how to do this, and EUCAIM can provide tools and help with that if needed. But that's crucial, that the data cannot lead back to the patient directly. In the pseudonymized case, we can add other data of the patient later, but from the data alone, you cannot identify the patient. So I think that's the first.
I was going to ask what that differentiation is.
Yeah, so that's the first crucial point. And then secondly, data holders in EUCAIM can choose how they want to participate. So also both options are very safe, but so we have a central storage. So with my, I am the work package leader of the central infrastructure in EUCAIM. So I co-lead that work package, and with my team in the Netherlands, we do this through making a specific central storage repository for which we use XNOD software available. So we have a central place. We have a central place where data can be stored. So data holders can send their pseudonymized, so their anonymized data to this central storage. That's one option. And then still control who gets access, but I'll come back to that in the next point. Or they can join the EUCAIM network as a federated node. So federated means that the data stays at the local hospital. So data never leaves the hospital, but still that node is connected to our EUCAIM framework, so it meets standards for communication. So algorithms, AI, software can be sent to the data at the local hospital, and there the software can be applied for validation or for improving the software. But in that case, the data of the patient never leaves the hospital. So that's one other way. And that second way might be more safer as the data never leaves the hospital, but also, of course, requires more technical work and computation at the local hospital. So that's why we have both options, central, which is safe, and federated. And then thirdly, having who gets access to what data. So I already mentioned that we now have the 40 data sets available in the public catalog. So that is only on a very broad level some information about these data sets, so how many patients are there, which diagnosis, stuff like that, global information. And that is now visible on the EUCAIM website for all interested people, so that's open. But that's very limited information on a wide collection level, so multiple patients. Then if you want to do as a researcher or AI developer more detailed search, then you have to make an account. So we need to know with your institution account, so we need to know who is getting access to that data, and then you can make a more detailed search. So how many patients with this type of MRI scan, with that exact diagnosis, so several criteria, how much data is there. So then you need to log into the system and need to be known. And then thirdly, if you want to request access to the data, you need to be authorized to get access to the data. So you submit a request for a specific use case, and then the EUCAIM Access Committee evaluates those applications, and also the data holders can give their approval. So it's very safe who can work with your data, and we know that.
How much data are we talking about? Not in the federated system, that's maybe not as easy to quantify, but in the central system. What's a number to easily communicate?
So it's 40 data sets. They're not all yet in the central system, but our central system at the moment has almost 100,000 scan sessions. So 100,000 scan sessions can be multiple per patient, but we have a lot of data already, and that's not all EUCAIM, by the way. But yeah, that's the number I have.
Oh, great! Yeah, fantastic. That gets the ball rolling. Yeah. To run scenarios. Why should radiologists collaborate, participate in this program?
They should participate. I think they should, because I think it comes back to this motivation. So to make the next step, to make AI, we need this data, and I know many radiologists do find this important and may have the data. They may already have put a lot of work in the data. Mm-hmm. Because we know it's a lot of work to get the data out of your clinical systems, to anonymize it, to annotate it. And then it would be a pity if this data is only going to be used for a single research question. We can do so much more, and I think, we want that. So I think that's the main motivation, and not only radiologists should participate, but also AI developers, software developers can submit an application, so their software becomes available in the platform. And then the radiologist may use that for their research question as well. And in April, So quite soon an open call will be released. So for radiologists and also for AI developers to submit a use case and become part of the EUCAIM consortium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do we ensure that radiology community can continue to benefit and contribute after this project ends?
Yes, so multiple ways. So I think this project from the start was set up to exist for a long time. So not as a project, but to really become a platform. So supported by IBER, supported by the European Commission, but also by involving many partners, many experts in the field. So it's associated to several European research infrastructure consortia like Eurobioimaging and BBMRI. So it builds on what is there already. And the plan is that EUCAIM is becoming an EDIC, so a European Digital Infrastructure Consortium. So it will be supported by the member states and continue to be a platform after the project period. And then also from a technological point of view, we are really making it to be sustainable. So we build on proven technologies. So technologies supported by those. We got the platform up and running quite fast as well, within 9 months of the project. And that is because we are building on proven technologies already. So for example, this XNOW database that I mentioned, which already has a lot of data. So this has proven itself. So that provides a really good basis. And also for finding those collections of data sets, our vision is, so we now have a EUCAIM catalog, so a public catalog on our website where these collections can be found. But the vision for the future is that there will be no wrong place to search for those data. So many other initiatives will have their catalogs as well. So we envision it to be like a federation of catalogs, so that the website will be interlinked. So we do that using a technology called Fair Data Point, which allows the collections to be exposed to other catalogs as well. So you may, in another maybe general imaging catalog, you will also find in the future these EUCAIM data sets, which will bring you to the EUCAIM platform where you can find more details and apply. But to make it sustainable, we envision that there would be no wrong way to find those data.
So this interaction between internal and external, that's not something that's currently happening, but you're building it to make it possible in the future.
Yeah, yes. And we see this, so this is currently, EUCAIM is doing that, but we see that in many initiatives, other European health data space initiatives are also taking this path of federated catalogs. This is really upcoming, yes.
That's fantastic. We've heard it over and over again, just the access to data. Like you said, clean data, good, high quality data is kind of the crux that's keeping many developments from being able to progress seamlessly forward. So for you, doing this huge part to make this accessible to multiple research opportunities is great to hear. And thank you for coming in, Esther Bron, for coming in and taking your time to speak with us in the ECR studio today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us. We still do have one more session coming up, also dealing with the issue of research in radiology. So stay with us and please join us in about half an hour for that session as well. Thank you.